What we have here is a 42-inch Emerson Legend, or as some say, Legend Petite. It is appliance white. It dates probably to sometime in the mid-90s. Not sure exactly when this was discoed. I think it was discoed when they changed to the Legend 2. So maybe it's even early 90s, who knows. But, yeah, 42-inch fan with a K55, 16-degree blade pitch. These don't show up that often. They really don't. So, I'm debating. Do I want to throw this one to the wolves? We'll see. So, I mean, the regular Legend, you know, it basically, this evolved from the 1895 series. Alright. You had the 1895 series from 1983 to 1987, and then this disappeared for a while, replaced by the premium. Alright? But then again, I think the Legend may have been available directly after this. I'm not really sure when it was introduced. Alright. Then you had the 1895, which was a 1995 only thing, which basically had 1895 style blade irons, but, you know, wasn't. It was a 4 or 5 blade, right? After that, we evolved to the Legend 2, which the only difference here was just a change in blade irons, which looked more integrated compared to the Legend. Alright. And that lasted to 1999. But this is the original Legend, not the 2. So, let's see how this thing does. Now, these blade irons, if you look at them, look at the shape of them, or rather where the central crest is in reference to the outer crest, the outer points, you'd think, oh, aren't these Alaska blade irons? Yeah, they are. All the 52-inch fans made during this period used Alaska blade irons for whatever reason. Alright, they sourced the bits from them. So they all had 12-degree pitch, except this one, they were torqued, clocked to 16 degrees. So you might also notice, alright, the pull chain. Notice how it's very, very shiny. Why was this? Simple. Alright. When I found this thing, the pull chain seemed like it was missing. Alright. Seemed as though it was missing. So I took off the switch cup to figure out what the hell was going on here. Alright. Yeah. Took it off. And what do I find? The whole pull chain, switch, and all the chain and the fob were tucked inside the switch housing. Because I guess, oh, we didn't want to see a pull chain. We're going to use it from a wall control. So, they did. So that's why the pull chain is still shiny. So. Yeah. So let's see how this thing performs. Now, unlike Casablanca, I feel like Emerson actually played with their capacitor values a little better. So the low speed cap value is adjusted to compensate for the smaller blade span, aside from the pitch, because the Lady Deltas had a 16-degree pitch as well. Only issue is the capacitor values are the stock affair seen with the 52-inch, because it was basically off the shelf. So, already I feel air moving because again you have a 16-degree blade pitch and pretty wide blades. It's pretty cool. I don't know why Emerson used Alaska blade irons for the Legend. They also did this with the Crown and the Premium. I mean, Alaska had been one of their import OEMs since the late 80s, mid to late 80s. You know, because they made the whole Northwind line. Back then, it was just a line. It wasn't a singular model. Right? The Northwind, right, came as a standard 52-inch. It came as a 42-inch. It came as a 56-inch great room model, which is oddly uncommon. Right? And they also offered a hugger version as well, which was basically the same as any of their other huggers offered during the time, except it had an Emerson badge. So, yeah, but, you know, I guess they figured, oh, these blade irons fit our flywheels. Cool. We'll just use these. Cool. So everything else is made by Emerson except for the blade irons, which are Alaska. God knows why. And then from, I think, the mid-90s onwards, in fact, 1996 was the first year where they actually went to King of Fans. Right, so they basically stopped using Alaska after 1995. So at that point, I believe, really is when they started using either their own parts or stuff sourced by King of Fans. But anyway, let's see what this thing does on medium. And in typical Emerson fashion, it's damn near silent. Bearings are silent too. It just has a little bit of a wobble. So. The bearings might be a little clunky from lack of use. Hum upon spool up. Now, this thing flies. It absolutely flies. I think the down rod might be crooked in the motor coupling, which would explain why it's not quite centered. So this thing hauls ass, just as it should. As should any stack motor fan with short blades. Very good performer, a little bit of wobble, but I'm sure that can be smoothed out by tweaking the blade irons just a little bit. I think the Legend came in brown, because I know the Legend 2 came in brown, but yeah, finding one of these in brown would be nice. But hey, white's good too. And we let it coast. And there you have it, a 42-inch Legend Petite.